Hey everybody, welcome back to God, I fucked that up. Anyways, welcome to Star Wars Battlefront. So, I want to point something out about Star Wars Battlefront, and yeah, that was CPO, whatever his name is. I looked up the official name for this game and the original game. I'm not even gonna lie, it's so stupid that this is literally just like I could just call it literally Star Wars Battlefront. I've been told that this is a remake of the original and all that. I can understand that, but when the name is so fucking close, like it's in the first episode of the original game, I'm just gonna be calling it Star Wars Battlefront 3. You know? So the only difference in the first game, it's called Star Wars, and then like colon or semicolon or whatever those things are called, and then Battlefront. This game right here, it's Star Wars Battlefront without a colon or semicolon, whatever it is. So it's so stupid that it literally had to have that. So I'm still calling it Star Wars Battlefront 3, no matter what, or Star Wars Battlefront Remastered. You can say that too. I've been told that too, but I'm calling it Star Wars Battlefront 3. So, Star Wars Battlefront 3. Okay, multiplayer, connecting. I didn't realize it was not even connected. Maybe I thought it was. Who knows? So, this was just like really that stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard of. So, okay. So, anyways, last episode we did or tried doing Walker. So, I mean, I did some of it, not really the same with Supremacy in the episode before. Hopefully, we can stop losing internet. If we do, whatever. I'm just gonna tell you about Star Wars information, you know. For what was it? Fucking Fighter Squadron. I didn't even know what the fuck I was in this one at all. So, last time on the Star Wars storytelling time thing that I was telling you guys about, I know on the first episode I went with the prequel trilogy. The sequel was the original trilogy. And the third game I talked to you about if I was going to watch Star Wars Rogue One. I decided not to just yet. I want myself to have a little bit of an opinion for the game itself, this one too. Of course, not just talking about all the Star Wars. But, you know, I just want to, you know, tell you what my thoughts were on Star Wars Episode 7, I guess you could say, and whatever else in between about other Star Wars games and other Star Wars related stuff. So, I don't know. So, with Star Wars Episode 7, we're starting from the actual beginning, like literally the actual beginning. And when I mean the actual beginning, I mean the actual beginning. So, on Twitter, no lie, on Twitter, I was actually awake. I was like in the afternoon or in the morning, or I forget what was that. Everybody was going crazy that they heard Lucas Arts or Lucasfilms, whatever, George Lucas or whatever his name was. I'm sorry. Was talking with Disney about, you know, selling the Star Wars or doing something with Star Wars, you know. And everybody was going insane, like, oh my God, Lucas, don't fuck it up and all that, and Disney is like God or something. I don't know, something like that. And I think it was like 30 minutes later, I think, maybe even an hour, I don't really know. It was finally decided that Star Wars is now a part of the Disney family. And I was like, whoa, that's something pretty huge. I mean, we know about Disney owning Marvel and all that. Well, not all of it, but, you know, like a bunch of it. But you know what I mean. So, I gotta go with X-Wing. I have not played this map. I've not played this, so it's learn how to play. Oh, it's, okay, you play with the analog stick. Oh, that's interesting. So, I don't know, like, it was just, like, the craziest thing. It's like, oh my God. And then right after they even announced, like, oh, you know, Star Wars episode, not episode 7, sorry. Star Wars was bought out by Disney or whatever they decided on. It was like, oh, now they just confirmed Star Wars Episode 7. And then we're like, what? Episode 7! And that was like literally the biggest freaking talk ever. And people were like going fucking crazy about this shit, which I don't blame them. It's just like, damn, son. Bro. So that's like literally how my entire freaking thing was going on. I was like, people wouldn't shut up about it. I mean, it was like the topic to talk about for like a month, I think. Maybe not a week. I would say a week realistically, but I felt like it was realistically a month. And I was like, dang. And I was like, fucking A, man. Like, I don't know shit about Star Wars. And then I'm slowly, and I mean slowly, starting to see people like discuss about Star Wars related stuff. How do you boost? Is there a boost button? I don't know what the hell I did. I do fucking A. Anyways, why is my controller shaking? Anyways, there you go. So I was like, fucking A, man. It's like, fucking, sorry, I got kind of like not distracted, but focused. So anyways, I was like, fucking, whoa, dude. Too much Star Wars fucking information. And well, a little bit for me, but you know, I'm not that used to Star Wars stuff. So, why when that happened... Oh, fucking A, see, my first crash. Be like, shoot me a lot, you crashed, or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, okay. So, anyways. So they started announcing, like, you know, Star Wars and like Disney Channel and stuff. They even announced, like, oh, the Star Wars Clone Wars series, because it's on Cartoon Network, that's gonna be moved over to season, like, I forget what they said, like season something, or the last few episodes of whatever on fucking Disney XD or something. I think they were not against that. I think they did decide to do that. I remember that they said, like, oh, hey, yeah, yeah, that's actually how they did it. The whole season, I think it was the last season, they dedicated all of Star Wars to Clone Wars, something like that, to Disney XD. And then the last, and I mean, like, literally the last remaining episodes of the Clone Wars, because of who knows why, was on Netflix. I'm like, so the only way you're gonna finish watching Clone Wars, the Clone Wars, not just Clone Wars or whatever, you know, was, hey, you're gonna watch this on Netflix. And I was like, wow, I think that's like not a first time, because, you know, Netflix has been starting to do that a lot, but it was like a first time that kind of affected me. Like, wow, maybe I should really go start ooh, crap, fucking crap, that fucking freaked me out. Started to go watch, you know, more Netflix, and I of course I have, and I was like, damn, you know, I was like, fucking hey, man, throw that, that one pretty, I don't know if it hit, but I was like, that's just crazy to me. Oh boy, I barely got that. That was pretty cool too, anyways. Like, I don't know, just like, it was just crazy. And then like months and weeks later, we finally get a first trailer somewhat of like Star Wars Episode 7. I was like, I don't even know if it really was a trailer. It's kind of like the biggest teaser ever. Like, I remember, like, even memes, like I forget, like Captain America Civil War and all of that stuff was, like, you know, showing trailers and stuff. And all Star Wars had to do was, like, all I had to do was show off one fucking teaser trailer for, like, 10 seconds, and it was better than your freaking trailer or something like that. That was, like, that was the funniest thing to me. Like, I wasn't even that pumped for Star Wars, but just that everybody else was, which I can understand, because I'm not the biggest Star Wars buff, I really ain't. But everybody was. And it was like the whole time leading up to the actual, you know, finish of Star Wars, like Episode 7, you know, about to release in theaters and stuff like that. Like, I had coworkers, especially my coworker friend Ernest, and so many other people were just talking about Star Wars. I was getting to a point I was getting tired of listening about Star Wars, not gonna lie. And like, I was like, guys, it's Star Wars Episode 7. We're gonna all see it. We're all gonna see it. And I didn't know. I seriously didn't know this. For me, it was probably a jaw-breaking like memory is that it was sold out in like every freaking movie theater. Oh, we lost. Okay, it was. I didn't even know that you could pre-order tickets. That was like a brand new thing for me at that point. And it was just getting insane. I'm like, what the fuck? Like it's just watching Star Wars. And for my friend Ernest, I have to say a big shout out for him. One of his life long dreams, like one of his bucket list things, is that he wants to watch Star Wars in the movie theater because that's his favorite franchise of all time, and I don't blame him. For me, it was I went to go watch Pokemon, the first movie, again in theaters like 20 or something years later, and that's kind of mind blowing for me because that's literally a movie that my dad took me to like 6 times or something like that to go watch. And I still got a lot of the Pokemon cards, so that's for my sisters as well. And I don't want to give them up. That's just like a part of my memory, you know? If it was for me, I would love to go see Indiana Jones or also Back to the Future in theaters, because that would be pretty cool. I know they've been doing a whole bringing back to theaters for like limited time kind of thing for certain like, you know, movie franchises. Like they did with Toy Story, I think Finding Nemo, and I don't know what else, but it seems to be working because, like, oh, hey, people love Toy Story before Toy Story 3 comes out, and fucking, let's just show off Toy Story 1 and 2. I forget which one, or both. I don't know. And it's so like hotcakes. They just did it for another 2 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, this movie you can fucking find on like a store or something for like $5 or something like that, and or whatever. And you know, people are watching in the theater, which is freaking awesome. It's great, you know. But I was not like expecting that kind of an impact. And I think they did the same thing with the Star Wars franchise. They showed like episodes, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy in theaters before 7. I think I could be wrong about that. And it was like it was the biggest thing. It was the biggest thing, like I said. And including if it wasn't even about Star Wars, like the actual like, you know, main stuff, it was like, oh hey, we're bringing everything possible that you love about Star Wars, and we're like, what? And it's like, oh, you remember the fucking, what's it called? Freaking, I don't remember. Freaking. Oh, sorry, I just yawned. Okay, and it's like, freaking, I'm trying to think of what actually it's called right now. Freaking name. I don't know. They just started doing creative with Star Wars. Okay, I can't remember all of what I was wanting to say. Like, I can kind of remember like Star Wars was being discussed to be in Kingdom Hearts, which was like the first thing I kept seeing on YouTube after that. So I don't know. It was an interesting pack. Okay. Fucking A. Anyways, so yeah, Kingdom Hearts, like discussions about Star Wars being in Kingdom Hearts as a possible world and playable characters, which was interesting. You know, I've seen like so many people talk about that. What else would I assume and think? So, Star Wars. Okay, you know, like now they made a new Star Wars show. It was fucking. It was called Star Wars Rebels or something like that. It took place like after, like actually finishing the show Star Wars Clone Wars, and they started with Rebels, which I'm not sure if it's a bad or good show. I mean, I've been told it's an okay show. I'm not sure if it's good or not, so I've not seen it. I've seen Clone Wars and the Clone Wars, so you know. But still, regardlessly, you know, it's like, fucking, come on, it's like, I just wonder, like, what's gonna happen with the Star Wars franchise? And then, like, I slowly started seeing like Star Wars stuff in like Disney Channel shows. Like, oh, this was probably a big one. I think it was Phineas and Ferb. It wasn't like, I think an episode of Phineas and Ferb, and it's the same, they did the same thing with Marvel, of course, you know. And Phineas and Ferb was like, oh my god, we finally have a hit after like all our good Disney Channel shows being gone, and this is the last one, so we need to cherish it. We need everything into that show. So let's put Darth Vader and Spider-Man in that show somehow, you know? And that's literally what they did. So, I don't know, like, it was just like, dang, I was just intense, crazy. Why I cannot hit you? There you go. There you go. Okay, returning to combat. Good. Freaking, what else? Like, I know I'm probably missing a lot, but I just can't remember all of it. Oh, but the biggest thing, in my personal opinion, that was pretty heartbreaking that Disney did was after they bought Star Wars, I think it was like a week later, or maybe possibly 2, maybe even a month, I don't remember. they announced that they're shutting down Lucas Arts, which, if you don't know, Lucas Arts is the gaming development team for the Star Wars franchise, including Indiana Jones and a bunch of other stuff that George Lucas is under. And it made me sad. I'm like, really? We're taking down Lucas Arts? And if I believe so, Lucas Arts made some of the best games there was for like the Super Nintendo. And I was like, fucking A, man, that's terrible. I don't know if this is true or not. I believe LucasArts came back anyways, because Disney was like, oh well, we need another gaming or something department. And I'm like, do we have any? And they're like, they're like, oh hey, didn't we have something for Star Wars? And they're like, we did, maybe. It's like, let's all think about it. Like, oh yeah, it was LucasArts. And I'm like, oh, that's right, LucasArts, which I think is the one that made any Zombies Ate My Neighbors, by the way, I think. And we're like, oh yeah, so let's bring back LucasArts, and that's what I think that's what they did. Not sure about that, but it was fucking sad, like I liked LucasArts. It was actually pretty good. I remember seeing their logo on like tons of my games, so it was just kind of sad when I finally saw like them shutting down the freaking the thing for LucasArts, the building, the studio. I thought it was just like super sad, and I don't know, I was just devastated kind of. And I started thinking, oh my god, what about all the Wii U Virtual Console stuff? I don't know why I thought that, like, automatically. All the Wii U Virtual Console LucasArts stuff. So I looked up, like, LucasArts or something like that on the Wii U shop channels, like, categories list or something like that. And I saw, like, a bunch of good games if that's under LucasArts. And I was like, fucking A, man. I was like, whatever happened to you, Lucas? Hold on, come on. There you go. And I was like, come on, LucasArts. So, what else has happened that was pretty big? So, I guess we can talk about the movie now, I think. I think I left everything away. So, about the movie, it was like rumor galore about everything about that Star Wars trailer, teaser trailer, the next teaser trailer, and trailers, and like, fucking A, man. It's like I can't even have a break about people talking about Star Wars for the next 7 months or whatever it is. And it's like, oh my gosh, you saw a trailer for like 2 seconds, and then you're like, oh my god, we must talk about it for like 2 hours. So something like that. It was just insane and ridiculous. So I was like, oh my god, guys, it's fucking Star Wars. I'm not saying, I wouldn't do the same thing for like Sonic and other shit, but I'm just like, to me, it was like, oh my god, it's just Star Wars. Like, I don't care-ish, I guess. I don't know. Give me that, please be a ship repair. Nice. Not 100%, but still. What's another ship repair? Ship repair, ship repair. Anyways, fucking A, do I have someone behind me? I don't know, somewhere maybe. I don't know. Like, I learned about BD-8. I think it was probably not the best, but like I learned that whatever was like the main like replacement of R2-D2. And I miss that little freaking trash can, whatever the frick it was. I miss him. It was like, I don't hate BD-8. It's just like, I don't know, just like a totally different like I don't know how you explain it. Like environment from watching R2-D2 and like all the freaking movies, and then 7's like BD-8. I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't know. Plus, I learned in the future that a lot of stuff in the past, Star Wars, like in the original trilogy days of like the 80s and stuff, there is a ton of Star Wars memorabilia. Merchandise. There was a bunch of Star Wars merchandise, and it was pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. So, what I think about it, it was like vinyl, storybooks, audiobooks. I'm like, anything you could think of, Star Wars was on it. Basically, beanbags, beds, probably a TV, consoles. There's a PS4 console of Star Wars Battlefront, by the way. Just like everything, I swear, it's like everything you could think of, and it's like, my god, dude. It's like, really? Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. Yes! Ship repair. Oh shit, I don't know if I ever took you down.
Their transport shuttle is neutralized.
Go. Oh, fucking A. Killed yourself. Yeah, that happened. So anyways, let's talk about the movie now. So I saw it. I was watching it. I was kind of like, you know, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I had hopes because everyone put fucking hope in my mind. It's not the best movie. I liked it. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, so I didn't know much about like everything. Oh, but I forgot to mention about like there was novel books, storybooks, like there was like everything fucking Star Wars. Like literally, I don't even know how like they have not fucked up their own timeline, because it just gets insane. I'm like, oh hey, how do you know this happened and this? It's like, oh, this is what's happening between 4 and also 5, but who knows about what happened with 1? And like oh, but in the books, this is what happened in 1 before 1, and it's like, you know, this happened in Rogue One. I'm like, oh my god. And then, like, whatever happened to the Clone Wars? Oh, the clones, you know, they you know, cloned away. And this was happening in the 4th movie, and so stuff like that. Anyways, 7th movie, episode 7. I liked it. It was okay. Like I said, I was, you know, big spoiler alert if you don't already know. Okay, someone died. Someone dies in the movie, and well, possibly dies. I'm not actually not too sure about that, but it looks like they died in the movie. And you know, of course, I was like, no way, that's an iconic character, and he fucking dies. Which, you know, like, it was pretty insane just to watch Han Solo. If I just give it away, sorry. Just return for the role, you know, Harrison Ford. I'm like, dude, that's a legend right there alone. That's a legend of an actor. Like, he's done so many great roles and still continuing to this day. I was just impressed. Like, dude, that's fucking insane. And like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just, I was just surprised. You know, like it was not like, oh hey, we're gonna get someone that looks like him, or we're gonna animate him or whatever to make it look like he's alive or whatever. I don't know. He's not saying he's dead. He's like more movable or whatever. Maybe he didn't want to do the part, or can we get something like you or something like that? I don't know. You know, so I was like expecting kind of like that, not like, oh my god, Harrison Ford's actually returning. Which I'm not saying he wouldn't do that anyways, because he did the same thing for Indiana Jones. But you know, I was still hyped and shocked, kind of regardlessly. So I was just like, damn. So, alright, the movie, I don't want to say much. I felt like it was dragging at some part. I felt like it. I don't know if I was just impatient or what, but I felt like it was dragging at times. And I don't know what to tell you. It just like, it just felt like it was missing stuff. Like, I get the whole, hey, she's trying to be a Jedi and she's like the last Jedi in the world or whatever. I get that, you know, because it's called Star Wars Episode 7, the last... No, not the Last Jedi, sorry. Shit, what is episode... Wait, I just totally forgot. What is Episode 7 to be... oh, we won? Subtitled. Not Return of the Jedi. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. But... It was just interesting. I watched it. I kind of liked it. I learned about Kylo Ren. I thought it was a totally different character at the first time. I thought it was like Darth some bullshit. Who knows, really. And it was interesting. And I was, you know, of course, I was not expecting. It's like everyone was probably not expecting to see Luke Skywalker at the very end. Which, come on, don't even say, oh, spoiler alert. Because that's been like the biggest spoiler alert in the last 2 years or something like that. And... you know, like, and that's the whole reason of the next movie, because he's Luke Skywalker, or did I say Luke? Sorry, Anakin. No. Sorry, it's Luke. Luke Skywalker is literally in the trailer. No, was it a trailer? Yeah, the trailer. I think trailer and poster of the actual movie for the next movie, the 8th movie. And you know, I was like, okay, cool. You know, excited for it and all that. But I'm like, I just feel like I'm not excited for Star Wars as I used to be as a kid. I don't know. I like it, but I don't know if it's the same old charm and flair for me. I have to probably rewatch it again just to see if I can still get a kick out of it. But if I was gonna watch any of them, I wouldn't go start with 7. I would like leave that somewhere. I mean, if I was going, into traditional, not traditional way. If it was traditional before, like 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, and 3, 7. But if it was going like timeline order, I would have to start with the first one all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So I'm not gonna be doing this actually. We're just ending off the episode because that's gonna be it for that. So like it was just interesting, of course. So I don't want to spoil anything because I know this movie is still kind of relevant, but I was excited. I saw Chewbacca and then there's Princess Leia. Like I know she passed away. Rest in peace. I was like, of course it was like nostalgia, but I wasn't around that long. I was in the new breed, the new generation for the prequel trilogy, and I just don't know. I don't know. It was like I'm excited. So, am I excited for episode 8? I know it's coming out earlier. I think this year or the next. Oh, cool, daily challenge. I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm not excited for it as other movies, but I will watch it, just don't know when. And for Star Wars Rogue One, I will watch it, but not yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about Star Wars. I think I'll think about that in between episodes from here and the next one. So once again, everybody, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment below, and take us off for the next episode of Let's Play Star Wars Battlefront 3. All right. Bye.